Hey, I thought I'd come on and actually share a bit of real talk. Because I notice a few people don't really like, well, I don't know if they don't like it, but a few people comment now and then about me sharing, past traumas and things like that, like the flood. And, I want people to know that I don't live in that, but I do like to share my real story because like there's just so much fake out there. I call Facebook fake book because everyone shows this pretty life and this perfect life. But man, life is not like that, is it? Like realistically, I don't think anyone really has it easy or perfect. And oh, this is cute. Look at my cat and dog. They're having a smooch. Sorry, my place is a mess. I look a bit weathered, so I was just out working in my round pen, and it is windy here today. But yeah, I like being real and living in my truth, like and sharing my vulnerability. I never used to like to because I used to get a bit anxious and wonder what people thought and stuff like that. But do you know the amount of people that have actually reached out and thanked me for sharing what I've been through and overcome? Because I'm not living in it, like I'm not in that. I'm not playing the victim or anything. I'm actually showing that, like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like it does pass, like it's a time thing as well. And it's actually about a lot of the time I've actually, like after the cyclone, I did lots of different healing modalities. Like that's when I got into somatics, breath work, because I wanted to shift from that survival state and I wanted to, that victim. I went into like I wanted to thrive again. I didn't want to be in that. And I know after I lost a house in a fire, I went through PTSD, and like I want to just, yeah, I kind of share because I think a lot of, like, it's easy to look over the fence and think people have it better or it's easier, or you just, like nothing's come very easy to me. I've worked really hard for everything I have, and I just, yeah, people have come to me and actually have messaged me privately quite often and have said thank you so much for sharing your journey, your story, and what you've been through, because it's actually helped them, when they've been going through tough times, to actually realise that, that they can get through it. Yeah, so and it just validated, and it just, I'm like, if it helps one person, I'm going to keep sharing. And I've lost friends because they're like, why do you share so much, like, you shouldn't, keep things private. But, I got brought up in that era where it was tough love, harden up, suck it up, buttercup, and we just shoved everything under a rug and we didn't talk about things. And man, my emotions, I'd never cried, like, and it was so not good for my mental health, like, so now I'm like, no, share. But, like, it's not about playing the victim, it's actually about, like, I know now that a lot of the hardest things that I've ever been through, I've grown the most because of it. I've learnt lessons and stuff, like even with losing my horse, like the different learning about grasses and all sorts. So I don't like to learn the hard way though. Like, oh yeah, I'm like, please Lord. I'm like, try me. I'm like, no, no. Oh, I'll definitely try. I'll try hard. But we do grow through what we go through if we allow ourselves to, and what we focus on grows. So I try to not stay stuck on the same broken record, and I try not to let it harden me. Like sometimes it's good to be kinder to yourself, and that's when I go back to, I'm very mindful of actually not like, alcohol is a depressant. Like, they don't advertise that, but like, yeah, it makes you feel okay initially, but long-term use. And I used to drink quite heavily and, yeah, quite regularly. Like have a drink after working really hard as a reward. And I'm like, man, I was in my suffering all the time, especially as I got older. I was like, man, it just wasn't good for me. I had unhealthy coping mechanisms. Now I'm like, no, shift it, like actually start feeding myself, start getting up in the morning. Even if it's just one simple step of self-care, do your dishes or go have a shower, go for a walk, talk to a friend or do something, reach out if you're in it. But that's what it's about, self-love, and that's why I always say self-love and action, because you really need to fill your cup up too and start looking after yourself. Look after your vessel. You only have one. And I'm not about extremes or anything, quick fixes. I'm about nurturing yourself, but from within. What are you saying to yourself? Like, what are you doing? And that's why I thanked Pity the other day, because I'm like, she gave me this gratitude journal after the cyclone, and man, it just really, like, I actually bought another one, and so I get into gratitude. I've always been into affirmations and that, but I started journaling and just really shifting my focus when I was really in the mud, literally silt every day for, I don't even know how long it took me to clean up my property. And before that was the fire. So it's like, I really had to flip the script, and it started by what I did with myself, what I said to myself, so I started putting like things in place, strategic steps, to keep me well, and just knowing that this too shall pass, like, because we can really be in it, but so that's why I share my memories. So, but if it offends people or it makes people think, like, oh, I'm playing a victim or something, then feel free to unfriend or unfollow me. But it's my journey, it's my Facebook, and whatever I share is, it's my life. So you do your own thing. Opinions are like arseholes, everyone's got one. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. I'm going to go have a workout. Whew, yeah, last workout for the week. Then I get the weekend off. Although I'm working on my round pen at the moment. Looking forward to that. Horses helping humans. Yeah. I'll do a post about it actually. There's just so many good things about it. Anyway, I've got my transformational challenge Monday. So if you're interested, I did reach out to a lot of people that were keen. So get in touch and we'll get your assessment done, and we'll get you sorted. Yeah. Looking forward to holding that space for people and flipping that script. Hey, booty. Hi. Anyway, much love. Have a great weekend. Yeah.